Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of ShadeTV. My name is Marissa Hill, and today we are on our second launch of Yeezys. So in this second run, I was able to cop a slide. Super excited about going through this, but we'll be discussing the Yeezy Slide in the Slate Marine colorway. Let's take a quick sneak peek. Welcome back, everyone, to another unboxing and review. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome in. Today we're going to be discussing one of the most popular silhouettes Yeezy has released, which is the Yeezy Slide. We'll go through the overview on these, jump into size and fit, followed by how I styled this really beautifully colored slide, and then we'll conclude with how these are steadily doing well on the resale market. Let's jump right into it. For those of you who are still in the hot heat of the summertime, you are probably excited to have copped a pair of these slides if you went for them. Congrats to those of you who took W's. I was able to snag a pair on the Confirmed app. Really excited to have these in hand. I will say one of the things with these slide colorways, it's always different depending on what photos you see. So I definitely, as you'll see in the styling section, brought out some tones so you could really see the true color of this marine slate tone. So as far as the color scheme goes, it is pretty much a blue tone when it comes to the shading. So it would be more on the blue scale of things, and in some light it actually looks a bit more gray, but that is pretty much the entirety of the color scheme on the slide, including that outsole. So we're gonna give you some good footage of what these look like up close so that you can get a feel for what the tone of these is. Let's get into it. All right, so as far as size and fit on these, I actually have been going with size up. So I'm one of those people who is a half size, in the half size range. So I'm a 7.5. I do have a lot of extra space on the size 8. I just feel like when I tend to go for size 8 versus size 7, it's a bit easier for me to snag a pair. But these definitely fit me with a little bit of extra space in the back. But if you do actually want these to just fit you perfectly, I actually, if you're somebody like me that is in that half range, I would recommend going down. All right, so now let's jump into how I style this colorway. Again, I think this is probably one of the best colorways I've seen currently on the slide. Definitely something that is more wearable year round. I feel like some of the colors that are on the brighter end of things can be very seasonal, so more summer, spring, but this is definitely a great color scheme that you can transition very well into the fall. So for the first look, I definitely wanted to keep it pretty monochromatic, and I wanted to bring in some charcoal gray so you could see the bluish tones of this slide and how they come out in the light. So for that first look, I wore a charcoal gray button down collared shirt with a matching pair of pants for a very casual look. Then for the second look, I decided to dress it up a little bit more schoolgirl-esque with a pleated gray mini skirt. And then I paired that with a striped blue and white button-down top. And then I layered that with an Oxford crew neck sweater in a nice navy tone. Again, I feel like when you have this slide next to blue and gray tones, you can really kind of get a real true visual of what this color looks like in hand. Last and final look, decided to go with a ribbed white tank top, and I tucked that into some nice cargo pants that were in a nice cream and grayish tone.
Got the memory of a love filling my lonely nights. Still think about you from time to time. I'm not asking you to come over, just wanna hit your line, baby, one more time. So tomorrow in the morning, can I call you when the sun comes up? Just to hear the way you say my name, it reminds me of what it was. Would you answer if I called you? Yeah, I know that it's been a while. So tomorrow, can I call you when the sun comes up? Call you when the sun comes up. I'll take this beating heart out of my chest. Let my words.
All right, now let's conclude with how these are currently doing on the resale market. So these retailed at $70. They're currently going between $100 to $150. As you can see, people are still obsessed with the slide itself. And I do see this specific color doing quite well just because, again, this is something that's not really gonna get that dirty and is something you can wear all year round. All right, well, congrats again to anyone who was able to cop the Slate Marine colorway. You're absolutely going to love it if you do not have it in hand yet. Other than that, that's it for this unboxing and review. My name is Marissa Hill. This is ShadeTV. We'll catch you all next episode.
Can we